Hi, welcome to Burritt on the Mountain. My name is Shana Hyde. I am the Children's Education Manager up here at Burritt. It's a pretty lonely place up here right now. We're really sorry and missing out on all of our friends we would normally have up here for our field trips and especially our Spring Farm Days event, which was scheduled for the 17th, 18th, and 19th of this month. So in order to celebrate that, we decided to just present a small little lesson about gardening. I've got the Burritt garden behind me, and I have a story that I'm going to share with you about the garden. So first off, I want to talk a little bit about gardening. Normally for our Spring Farm Days event, we talk a lot about in the 1800s and how important it was that families had a garden to help provide food for their family. Of course, today, a lot of our gardens are more like hobby gardens, and most of the food that we eat comes from the store. But where did the store get the food before it was in the store? So I brought along a little basket of some food that I just pulled out of my pantry at home, and I wanted to kind of go through a few things when it comes to gardening. First off, what you're going to need is a spot of land like we have behind us. Unfortunately, our garden right now is looking pretty rough because normally we have employees and volunteers that help get it ready to plant about this time of year, and that hasn't happened yet because of the coronavirus. But after they got it ready to plant, the next thing we would do is need seeds. And I've got some examples of seeds, things that we would plant in our garden, some green beans, maybe some radishes, some peas. I even took my pumpkins from last year and dried out the seeds. I was going to plant these at my garden at home and maybe plant a few pumpkins. So seeds are really important to help start out your garden. And then once you plant those seeds, you'll have to start watering them and weed your garden. And then I've got a few things here that come from a garden. Okay, I've got a big old English cucumber here, and I've got some strawberries. You know, strawberry season is just around the corner here in Alabama, and I'm so excited for it. And these things, we just kind of eat the way they are. We eat the strawberries, we might pull off the tops, we might peel our cucumber, and we eat the whole cucumber, even the seeds that are inside the cucumber. But some things that we have, that we eat, are different parts of the plant. I've got an example right here, peanuts. Peanuts are something that we grow here in Alabama. And the neat thing about peanuts is that they are grown under the ground. You're actually eating technically kind of the root of the plant when you eat a peanut. But this is also the seed of the plant. So if you were to take a peanut before it has been roasted and take that seed and plant it in the ground, you can grow more peanuts. So when the things that we actually eat when we're eating peanuts, we're eating the seeds and the roots of that plant. I've got a couple other things here that are actually the root of the plant. I've got an onion right here. You can see it's already started to even sprout. And I've got some garlic. This is an herb. And these are things that they grow under the ground, and we pull them out and we eat them that way. Also, I've got some potatoes. Potatoes are another thing that grows under the ground, and we pull those up and we eat the potatoes that way. But I've also got some grapes that grow on vines, and I've got pepper. These are things that are part of the plants. Now, if you eat any lettuce, things like that, lettuce is actually the leaves that we are eating of a plant. So we know that plants have different parts. They have roots, they have leaves, they have stems, they also have seeds that they produce. And we just, depending on what that type of plant is, depends on what part of it we eat. So our garden is full of all kinds of good things for us to eat. Okay, now that we've learned about the vegetables in our garden, we're going to learn a little bit about gardening by reading our book, Jo MacDonald Had a Garden. I'm sure you're familiar with the song, Old McDonald Had a Farm, and this book is told with that rhyme, but it's about Jo MacDonald and her garden. And you can see from the front of the book, I've got a picture of Jo on there, and she's a little girl. So Jo is working on her garden, and she's got a couple of friends in the book that are going to help her. You can see her one friend right there. Okay, we don't really learn his name, but he's helping her with all the things you need to do to get your garden ready. Jo MacDonald had a garden, E-I-E-I-O, and in that garden was some sun, E-I-E-I-O, with a glow-glow here and a glow-glow there, Here a glow, there a glow, everywhere a glow, glow. Jo MacDonald had a garden, E-I-E-I-O. And in that garden was some soil. Remember how I talked about you have to get the soil ready for your garden? Well, that's what she's doing here. E-I-E-I-O. With a dig here and a dig there. Here a dig, there a dig, everywhere a dig. Jo MacDonald had a garden. E-I-E-I-O. And in that garden was a worm. E-I-E-I-O. With a wiggle here and a wiggle there. Here a wiggle, there a wiggle, everywhere a wiggle. Jo MacDonald had a garden. E-I-E-I-O. And in that garden, she planted those seeds that I talked about earlier. E-I-E-I-O. With a pat here and a pat there. Here a pat, there a pat, everywhere a pat. Jo MacDonald had a garden. E-I-E-I-O. And in that garden, she had some water. Water's really important to help your plants grow. With a sprinkle here and a sprinkle there. Here a sprinkle, there a sprinkle, everywhere a sprinkle. Jo MacDonald had a garden. E-I-E-I-O. And in that garden flew a bird. Hey, we got a couple cardinals here with a mama and a daddy. Daddy's here, mama's in the bird bath. E-I-E-I-O. With a flit here and a flit there. Here a flit, there a flit, everywhere a flit. Jo MacDonald had a garden. E-I-E-I-O. And in that garden, she sprouted plants. E-I-E-I-O. With a grow here and a grow there. Here a grow, there a grow, everywhere a grow. Jo MacDonald had a garden. E-I-E-I-O. Jo MacDonald had a garden. Grow. Oh, look at how big all of her plants have gotten. And our little cardinal's still keeping an eye on her. All those things she's growing. Sunflowers. Looks like she's got some lettuce growing on here. And in that garden, she had some food. E-I-E-I-O. With a pick here and a pick there. Here a pick, there a pick, everywhere a pick. Jo MacDonald had a garden. E-I-E-I-O. We're starting to enjoy that garden. Sprouted, grew. And in that garden, she made a treat with all those wonderful things she had in her garden. E-I-E-I-O. With a yum here and a yum there. Here a yum, there a yum, everywhere a yum. Jo MacDonald had a garden. E-I-E-I-O. And in that garden, it had to rest. That is something that gardens do in the wintertime when we can't plant anything else. Okay? Let me make sure I didn't get. With a, let's see, in that garden, she had a rest. E-I-E-I-O. With a shh here and a shh there. Here a shh, here, there a shh. Everywhere shh. Jo MacDonald had a garden. E-I-E-I-O. And to that garden came the spring. E-I-E-I-O. With a glow here and a dig there and a wiggle here and a pat there. With a sprinkle here and a flit there and a grow here and a pick there. Here a yum, there a yum, everywhere a yum. Jo MacDonald had a garden. E-I-E, hello. Okay, so it came all the way around. She grew her garden, she harvested her garden, then it went for a rest, and then her garden started again in the springtime, just like it is here at Burritt. We're excited to eventually get started up again, and I do want to let you know that our Spring Farm Days has been postponed. We're hoping to have some sort of Farm Days event come this summer whenever we can all start visiting the museum again. Thanks for listening to my story. Comment below and let us know what your favorite memory is from our Spring Farm Days event. And we'll look forward to seeing you sometime this summer.